Hello, hi, it's Liz here, back today. It's been a while with Professor Thistlewick's journal, and we'll just open this up. Put that over there. And first of all, I want to show you, before we start today's little make, what we're going to add. I just want to show you what I have added. This is still quite a favourite. What we have added is at the back here, near the back. So I don't know if I've explained before, but Professor Thistlewick enjoys a games night, and I found these in amongst his possessions. It's little bits of game that were previously put together in a video a while back. So I thought I would add it to this journal. And there is a little note about an evening of strategic confusion. On the 21st of November 1908 at the Parlour in the Nowhere Cross Inn. And he mentions the weather, this evening's weather, damp, with hints of thunderous opinion. Perfect for games of chance and misplaced confidence. Miss Wren arrived first, bringing the faint scent of rain and turpentine. She immediately purchased half the board. Mr. Fenn protested that property taxes were unscientific and attempted to barter his railway deeds for tea. Mrs. Crimp stuffed her own, she didn't stuff, she shuffled. Mrs. Crimp shuffled her own deck of cards as though she was dealing fate itself. The twins, Ivy and Orin, spent more time drawing new map-shaped properties than probably playing the game. Longitude the cat claimed the bank and sat squarely on the paper currency. And then the professors added this bit at the bottom. I lost spectacularly as usual, but in defeat I found delight. The room was warm and the laughter uncharted. File under miscellaneous observations. Well, it sounds like a good night was had by all. I wonder if there was any special drinks or juices partaken. Let's just pop that in the pocket in front of this. And then at the front of the pocket, there's an old Monopoly card. You have won second prize in a beauty contest. Collect £10. And he's written, at last I have been recognised for the rare allure of ink stains and intellectual disarray. So that's a nice addition to the journal. What we're going to do today, let me just find it, it's here. We are going to add little clusters, mainly focused on these little bits of fabric, and I thought these would represent him like taking like wax rubbings using fabric from maybe the land or the buildings that he's seen along his travels. And then there's a little bit of information about the place that he visited. So this all came, these little bits that he's put together, all came from the Jardin Perdido, a jungle valley where every plant blooms in the exact colour of dawn. Botanists dismiss it as a myth, yet faded sketches of impossible blossoms circulate amongst collectors. So there's the little blooms there. Then there's the fabric rubbing from where he found the blooms, and then his little bit of information with a little eyelet and a little charm there of a tree. So we're going to do a couple more of these for some of the corners. Yeah. So let's put the book aside for now and bring in our little bits. So we've got a little bit of stamps. We like to add some coffee rings and yeah, and a compass. Let's try to fit it. There it's there on the back of that, the little splodgy stamp. So we've got that to add. We've got our little pieces. So the Lake of Clear Shadows and the Hill of Whispers. So let's do the hill. No, let's do the lake first. And I've got my stamp and a few pieces of that fabric. And this stamp set. Oops, one's fallen out. Stampers Anonymous, Creative Blocks, CMS 464. I have to say, I got this and I don't know, it's not something, I don't know what happened because it's not something that I would normally have picked up, but I guess maybe something caught my eye, but I've hardly used it. So today's the day where it's maybe going to get used, well, it's definitely going to get used again. So that just doesn't want to stay in, let's leave it out. Let's find one that we might want to use. I used the key in the one that we've already made. This is like a fleur-de-lis, like we call them Prince of Wales feathers, but I think it is like a fleur-de-lis. And we'll just use a bit of this fabric. I think we'll put it up and down a way this time. A good hard press on the fabric, but we don't mind that it's a little bit faded because then it matches in. So leave that aside for now, and so these are all the bits that go with Lake of Clear Shadows, a high altitude lake that mirrors the sky too perfectly. Travellers claim their reflections linger a few moments after they walk away, sometimes smiling when they are not. Oh, that's a bit creepy, isn't it? The reflections linger a few moments after they walk away, and sometimes the reflections are smiling. So this is torn out of an old diary. So that's the Lake of Clear Shadows. Let's now give everything a little bit of a rough up. So this is Vintage Photo. Of course, everything in Professor's diary is old and torn and starting to curl at the edges. And he must have found this at a place as well, nearby. And then there's this random piece of ephemera, which I think actually is a sticker. Right, so we want to add a little bit of the splodgy stamp. And a little bit of the coffee ring. Randomly. And then maybe our compass. Partly on there and partly on there. There. Okay, I think that's us done. Now we can put them together. So I'm going to put the biggest piece at the back, and then maybe this. I'm going to staple these so that we can still flip them open. So I'm holding it a place where the staple will go, and then we'll maybe have that hanging down. Do we want something else here? Yes. Let's do the compass. Not that, because I don't think Distress ink is strong enough for stamping on fabric. Okay, so we can staple that together. Good. And of course there's this. And we want this to be somewhere so that we can read. We'll maybe just put it on that side. There we are. And what I'm going to do is grab a little bit of washi tape just to cover up something that would be appropriate. Just to cover up those staples at the back. So that in future they won't catch anything. There we are. Okay, so I want to add an eyelet. And I think we'll add the eyelet. We still want to be able to open all this up. I wonder if we could just put it there. This might be a little bit tricky. Okay, we have a hole. Put a little silver one on this one. This will definitely be tricky. Okay, so whose idea was this? I think I've got it. I think because of the fabric. No. Nope. I didn't catch it. Okay, this is where we need quite a lot of patience. Okay, so this, as well as patience, is where you wish you hadn't. Okay, I wonder if we could sit it on the squeezy bit. So if we sit it on the squeezy bit and then put well, there we are, perseverance. And we will need a little bulb pin, little silver one to match, and maybe, oh, sorry for the noise, a charm. What have we got? I don't think he would want a teddy bear. There's a key. That might be quite nice. I think we'll go with the key. Ah, now that's going to flop a bit. Let's just see if a wee bit glue there. And just hold it enough to keep it up. Good. Right, I think that's us. Okay, so let's leave that aside and we'll do another one. Maybe kind of a wee bit similar but different. So this is the hill of whispers, hidden behind the cloud. So this is it here. Hidden behind the cloud forests of Cusco, this emerald peak carries voices in the wind. Locals say the mountain repeats any secrets uttered at dusk, but only in Quechua and only once. So there we are. So again, we will give things a bit of a vintage feel. Always a piece of map, because that's really what he's all about. And then some random machinery or instrument that he must have used. And a little ticket from somewhere, or a label. Right. And again, our little stamp to make things a bit grubby. And a little compass. Oh, that must have had black on it already. Right, so for this one, let's not make it hard for ourselves. I think we'll just pile it up something like that, and then we've got our fabric stamping to do. Let's make this one smaller. Maybe too small. That's a bigger bit. And maybe this one, because it looks more like a building. Good. Now these smaller bits. I think we could just staple all that here and still see everything underneath. The little story, the place and the map. Good. And maybe we'll dangle something this side this time. Let's make it easy for ourselves. Let's just put another silver one on. For the back of that staple. Okay, so a charming charm, a ball pin in silver, Now there's a little leaf. Look how it goes. My chair's creaking. It's because I'm sitting on the edge of it. And I'll just move up. There we are. Yeah. Good. So we have our two pieces. I've got ink everywhere. Now let's see where we can put. I'd quite like these to dangle off the edge. So we'll put one on one side of the page and one on another side on the left hand side of a page. Oh, excuse me. Just take a wee drink. Right. I think we'll go towards the back because there's less at the back here. Maybe here. Yeah, I think we'll go with there. So I'm just going to stick them in. Just that back square because I want still to lift everything and I want this to stick out a little bit. Good. So that's down, and we've got the other one which I want to put on this side of a page because that's where the dangly bit is. That's the middle. Games night. One here, I think. Right in the corner. Good. I think that's us. That was a good few additions. 3 of the little charm ones. There's another one back here with the tree and the games night. So yeah. So we've got our story at the beginning about the Professor and the Institute of Cartographic Curiosities, and then his lost love, and of course she's got a letter here somewhere hidden. There it is, there is Adora's letter, her last letters tucked in there with a piece of her sketching and a piece of her hanky. Oh, it's just so sad, isn't it? Lost loves a menu from when he went out to dinner. Postcards from friends and fellow professors. Letters from fellow professors. All these little knickknacks from where he's been. Bellamy's Hollow. Another letter. That's what we made today. Oh, excuse me. His game night. I think that's good. I like this. His game night and he's with his mates. Then he won a beauty contest. What else have we got? Another one of them. Oh dear. And of course his wallet at the back, which was still to do. We'll need to be doing something with that at some point. But I think we'll still add a wee bit more to the journal before we do the wallet. And yeah, so that's us today. Thanks for joining me. If you've enjoyed the video, a thumbs up would be great. And I know from the comments that I've been hyped a few times, so that's grand. So hype away, it's brilliant. I don't really know. I know I get points. What that converts to, what it means, whether it means that YouTube will let other people see the videos, I'm not sure yet. I'll need to do some research. Anyway, thanks for doing that, and I'll see you again. Bye for now.